last class. So I will be doing a kind of overview of what we've done, and today we are going to be extending the project by adding more features, and also by adding you notice when somebody send an email, you have HTML. You will see HTML email. Of course, some email have HTML, some have pictures, some have attachment, right? So we are going to be learning on how we can send an email uh, using uh, what's it called, the HTML. So that's one of the things that we are going to be learning using the HTML. Also, if we have chance, we'll learn how we can, excuse me, we'll learn how we can, so we learn how we can also use attachment. So, very, very important. We learn how we can use attachment as well. So we start with that. Then also we'll be looking at other features, essential features that can help us. So if you look at the first one here, we import SNTP, right? So the SNTP is actually a Python library used for sending email using a simple mail transfer protocol. So I've told you that's what it used in sending email, right? It's a Python library used for sending emails. And also we have the email message. So from email import to email message. So email message is a class from the email.message. So it's actually a module used to create and manage the email content, such as sender, recipient, subject, and body. So this is actually what you can see. You can see here. So we have the from, we have to, we have subject. So this is actually the work of the email models. Now remember, note that when you are sending an email, we have other Python libraries you can use that depend on the content of your email. So if you are sending just a plain email, you're expected to use email message, but you are sending email that have attachment, or that have HTML document, or they have a PDF, Excel, or whatnot, right? There are patterns and models that you are required to follow for you to achieve that. So we are going to be improving and advancing this application by adding more extra features in that feature. So basically, currently that's what I would do. Here we have the username. So the username, these are the credentials for logging in our email. So if you recall, what we did the last time is to get the email address that we are going to be using in sending this email. Then we have the password. So this is not the real password. If you recall, we had issues in terms of setting up the password. So what we did, let me quickly do a recap of what we did the last time. So what we did was to let me go to manage, to create an app, right? I will come to security, and then so first thing they asked us to do is to set up two-factor authentication. This is what we did first. We set up the two-factor authentication for our application, which after we set up, we come here to type app password. So when you type app, you see the app password there. But if you didn't set up two-factor authentication, there's no way you can see this app password. If you type app password, probably you're going to see another thing. So we click on this app password. then they will take us to a place where we will be asked to type our uh, password, right? What's all this now? They're asking me for verification again. Okay. So if you notice you see as the last time we created our app, which is August. So I can come here and delete this and then create a new app. When I delete this uh this password here will be deleted and it will no longer work. So if you notice when we are trying to send email, there are some errors that we are facing. So what we did was to do a research, and then we noticed that we are required to carry out some setting. And the thing is that it's not always like that when you are using a domain. And that I'm going to do so tonight to see how we can use a customized domain name. Like if you have a website and you want to use your website email to do that, how you can also achieve that as well. So that's what we're also going to be looking at. But the one that is a bit complex is the Gmail. Setting up the Gmail is a bit complex. But if we are using a normal, a customized domain name, that's very easy. You don't need to be doing all those settings by creating an app. Gmail actually have some security features that present a third party and having access to your application. So for you to do that, you need to create a separate app that then they will generate they generate words for you, which are what you need to do, copy it and paste here. And we also look at we also added like date. So we added the SNTP server. So this SNTP server is the domain name that is linked to our email address. If you are using a customized email address like info@skylineict.com or info@otslimited.com, what will be here is info will be www will be ots.com, right? So you don't need to use Gmail because Gmail is not the SNTP. So SNTP is like the host where the email is actually coming from. So also have the SNTP port. So this is the port that your email will be listening to. It's required that you provide the port. Then we also move the email from. So this email from, I forget to mention this. So when you import the email message, you need to initialize or create the instance of that image and the email message. The reason why I created instance of that email so that you can have access to method of that particular email. So you are required to save the instance in a variable. So when you save that instance in a variable, then they call the message here, you pass in 4. So 4 here is the email that is sending the message, which is Skyline. Okay, which is skyline@gmail.com, right? So then the next one here is message 2. So the message 2 is the message the the person that you are sending the email to. Now, if you notice here, we only have a single email. What of let's say we are sending to like 10,000 email address, 3 to 4 email address. What are we going to do? Of course, for us to achieve that, we need to convert this particular email to a list of objects. Remember, in Python, if you want to have multiple objects in a container, you need to put those objects in a list, right? By separating them by what? By the comma. So we will learn how to do that. And also, but right now we are only sending to a single email. Before to send to a multiple emails, you are required to use a list. Then we also have the subject, email subject. So passing the key here. The key here is subject, and then the value here is email verification code. They also have the body of the email, which will use multiple comments. Welcome to our email investment app. Then we'll move down to email.set content. So we call the email, they set the content of that email, which is the body. So here we use with, open with, excuse me. So here what we use here is we use open with, right? So the open with it actually used for to connect the SNTP using our port, right? SNTP lab.SNTP. So this SNTP lab.SNTP, we will use it to connect our SNTP server and then our port, right? So when we come here, we notice that we have this SNTP here, and this is what we make use of that SNTP to connect that to right. So to connect that in our server, so at server, so what we are doing here is that we are saving this connection to a variable. So this variable to act, right? So that is actually a variable, an empty variable. So we can use any name here. It's not required to use as STP server. So you can use any name at all. So we call that variable dot equal. Now this equal is actually used to identify the client to the SNTP server. So it will use to identify the client to the SNTP server, like to know if you Gmail or Yahoo Mail you are using when the message is coming, right? So this is actually used for secured connection dot SNTP dot start TLS. So it actually used to send a secured connection. Without sending this secure connection, there is no way it can work. You need to protect your login. So this is used to protect your credential from the network against some route using to use your information. As you are sending it, they may see your password. But this man is using it to DTLS is used to send encrypt information, right? You used to send encrypt information. So this information will be encrypted. You can't see the login details of the person, right? So here is SNTP.login. So this login it's used to log into SNTP server using your username and password, right? So here if this, so I'm going to remove this. Let's just have it as normal. So if this is done, let's have this. All right. So now this is actually what we did last time. We are going to be improving on this application. We're going to be improving it so much and see how we can get a perfect application. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is to convert this to a list. So I want to use a list. So how do we intend to do that? What we need to do is very simple. We come here, open bracket, and then put bracket, automatically become the list. So drop your emails on the comment section. So I'll copy some of your email and send you. Drop your email in the comment section. Drop, 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 drop. So let me copy the email, use the email for for the list. Please kindly drop your email in the comment section. Okay. Okay, we have this command. So what you need to do to command, then we paste this here. All right. We have this. And one of the disadvantage of this, who can tell me? Well, after sending it, you tell me the disadvantage because it is not really secured. Your privacy, the privacy of your email is also very important. So let's move into that. All right. So I think we have enough. Okay. So all right. So we have three emails. So who can tell me the disadvantage of using multiple email onto? If you notice when you are sending email sometime, it's also very important to use like BB, ZBB, blind copy, BBC or BBC, a blind BC, blind copy, right? Then you also see.
CC.
Yeah. So the reason why they are doing this is that when you put all the email into every person that receives that email will see the email address that we are that the email address that we are we are sent similar messages. So if you use like 10 emails and you are using two, you will see all the emails that receive same message with you. And for me, it is not proper. It pulls people emails, right? And it's not a, a professional standard to use. But we are going to adjust on this to see how we can add to reply to. Another thing is that okay, I want somebody to I don't want the same email I use in sending to be the one replying, right? So how can you add that reply to so that when they send email, you can use it to reply to? I remember when we are building a script mailer, I usually build mailer to send those days. This is about 6 years ago. All this boys them. So when they come, we build mailer for them and they pay huge and then they use it to send their emails. You understand? So then the subject, the email that is sending, they can go and get SATP somewhere and then they use reply to, which is one of their own email. So when they send you an email, you can only see reply to. So when you reply to, it goes to that email directly. In case this other email is there, they can still be using that reply to email. So we are going to see how we can add reply to BC and CC. We improve the email. So let me quickly send email to these persons. So I've forwarded the email. So let me confirm if I also received. So I've received my. So you look here, I will receive my own email. So I believe everybody have received. Now, this is why I say this, the disadvantage of this is that when you come here, you notice that I've sent the email to one call, I sent to this other person, Bere, all right, which is not um, which is not okay. It requires that you need to hide this email. So we improve this, we develop this as we move into expanding and improving on the application. So anybody have any question? So we can fire down in improving our application. Okay, aside that, right? No question. Let's quickly improve on our application. Now, what are we improving? What I want to improve on this application is that I want to um, add HTML, right? I want to add HTML. So note you can have your HTML in a separate file. You can still work, right? But you need to do some few work. The reason why I don't want to, I've not started adding it in a separate file, maybe having an HTML template or HTML file, .html that I want to use to send emails, right? I feel for now I won't do that because we've not learned how we can read and handle emails, right? That's what we call email file handlers. How you can read emails, handle emails in handle files in Python. How you can convert file to HTML, convert file to PDF, convert file to Excel. I read those files, send those files to email. You know, there's a lot on that file handler, which is actually part of the project you guys will be building. So I feel that you have to explore. I will show you where it is on the chapter, then you go and explore. After reading it, you come up with something innovative. All right, so what I'm going to be doing next is there are some imports, some classes I need to use. We're going to be doing a lot of refactoring. We're going to refactor our code. Quite well, do quite a lot of factory here, because we will no longer use this, right? We are going to import another package, which I will explain what the package does and why do we use that package. Why do we use it? Because we want to send in not just a plain text, but we want to send an attachment like HTML, like image. So it's required there is a Python package uh, that you need to use to achieve that. So that's what I'm going to be explaining, what it is and how you can use um, the Python package as well. So let's quickly jump into that. Um, okay, so we are going to import what we call the Python multiple. They call it mini multiple. So we are going to be doing two imports, which I'm going to explain why we are doing that import. So the first import here is that we are going to call from email uh, from email dot message. So from email dot um, from email dot mini dot multipart import multiple. Now, why are we importing this, and what is the meaning of mimi dot multiple, right? So I'm going to be explaining what this means, right? Now, the multiple, the purpose of importing this is a container that allow us to combine different parts of email into a single email, right? Now, for instance, if we want to use text, HTML, image, and attachment, so what happens is that it will help us to combine those different parts to a single word, a single email, right? So you use this when you want to send an email, both text and what, and HTML, right? And also to embed image. So if you want to embed image, if you want to send image, if you want to send HTML email, that email that contain HTML, email that contain images. So it is required that you import this mini multi-part. Now this mini multi-part um it's a class. So this is actually a class used to create it used to create uh, um, multiple object and compress that multiple object at once, such as I've explained it earlier, HTML, text, right? So that's actually what it's used for. And what is the meaning of MIME? MIME. So the word MIME stands for multi multi-purpose internet email mail extension, right? So I think it start from here, which is this multi M stand for multi-purpose, I stand for internet, M stand for mail, E stand for extension. So it's multi-purpose. So it serves a multi-purpose, right? That is used to serve email, right? So if you want to combine different kind of types of images, so that's actually what it stands for, right? So which is multi-purpose internet email extension. So that's actually what it's used for. So there's another thing also that we need to handle. So there's another thing also we need to handle. So another one we also need to import here is called mini text, right? Remember I said this one handles both HTML and CSS, right? So HTML and email. So we also have one we call mini text, right? Which is from email.mini.text. So this also handle text. Now, the reason why I'm importing this multi-text is because if you want to compile the HTML and text, you notice there's some email that don't accept HTML, right? If you notice that some email that don't even accept HTML, now in that situation, this multi-text now will convert that HTML to text so that you can read it in a plain text, right? Some of you that have company email, there are some emails that we send, they don't allow multi emails. They don't allow HTML to avoid inserting virus to that email. So you send it, they read it as plain. So in the situation where you don't have this mini text and then you send that email will not go. But this mini text will convert the whole thing to what? To a normal text, a plain text that you can leverage on. So these are the two imports that we need. Then we also need to do a bit of code refactoring. So the next thing I'm going to do here is to have okay, right. So we've been able to have our information. So what I'm going to do here is actually very simple. So I'm going to refactory. This is a bit of refactoring. Um, so so the first thing I will do, let me get my HTML first. So to get my HTML, um I need to create HTML variable. So I'll say HTML underscore message, right? So I'm going to use multiple multiple what's it call it multiple comments. So this multiple comment, you can add any HTML document at all. So yeah, I'm going to call the HTML, then close. Yeah, I'm going to HTML, then also close. Right. So here I'm going. This is where I write my HTML. So let me call my body. Uh, body. Then right. All right. So yeah, I'm going to use like th1. Okay. So in this h1, I'm going to use uh welcome to our software development course. Right. So I have my PM. So another thing I also want to do here is that mm, I want to ask the user to type in their, can see user, I want the user to type in their name. I'll say full name equals to, so I want to use the input. So that I'll add it here. Then what I'm going to do is call the f string. So I want to just call the f string here. All right. So, okay. Okay. We are happy to have you. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we'll stay here. All right. Let's remove this one. So there, full name. So in that their full name, have P, and then have another one here closing P. So congratulations on being admitted to our to our. So I want to have like, then yeah, I want to have style. So inside this style, I'll have a color. I have this dot. They have green, right? So okay, people, can you guys hear me? Anybody here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No.
Hello, sir. What's the strong doing there?
To have a strong like bold now, I want to make this letter bold. So let me close it also. Let me close it. You don't know the work of strong. So I want to make this letter here to be strong. So
I know, I know.
mm, software. Um. Okay. Um. Okay. Let me have another P. All right. So we are excited.
Sorry, sir. The F string, don't we need the quotation marks?
No, we don't need it. I don't think you need it.
Okay.
We are excited to have you um on board as we begin the journey, maybe journey, okay, to become a skill software 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 dev. All right. So all right, that's all. Let's say
So how will the application know that the F means format?
um
In case we just want to put an F there, so how will it know?
it's supposed to know now. But let's check. If we didn't work, we'll have to wrap our brains, see how to get it. You understand? but I feel it should work. Um, okay, so let's have let's regard. All right. All right. So this is what we've been able to get, and we've been able to get all this. So what we also need to do next, um, what we need to do next is to so if we come here, look at what we did here. We have to initialize this man. So let's create instant. Create an instant of email. All right. Let's create the instant. So yeah, I'm going to create email underscore message equals to mini just copy and paste here. All right, so this is the instant that we've created. So this is what we are going to use in writing our emails. So what I want to do here is to I want to create so what I'm going to do here is I'll get rid of this because I don't need it. I also get rid of all this. I don't need them, right? I don't need them. So what to format? Like I told you, we're going to do a lot of refactoring.
Also, the F and the quotes are not necessary.
The what?
The F and the quotes.
They are not necessary, right?
Yes, sir. We just need the variable.
Okay, that's nice. Okay. What next? So what we do next is to create the email details. So this is our SZTP config. Let's take this off, please. It has to go off, up. Okay, that should be giving me the first thing. So. Okay. Okay. So the next thing we are going to do after this man is to create the email details, the email that we are sending. Let's make it very simple. They have from underscore email equals to, so the from, I'm going to call the username as usual. Okay. Then we have to email equals to, so I don't want to use any to email let me just use one single email for now, right? So let me use one single email for now. Let's use Skyline ICT at gmail.com. All right, so next what is next? What the next thing I'm going to do? They have a subject, right? subject equals to welcome to the dev. All right. So subjects, we have from, we have to, we have subjects. Right. Let's scroll up a little bit and see. All right. That's what we've done. So what we are going to do next is to create the email message itself, right? The email message that we are using. All right. So you say create the email message. So right. So to create the email message, what we need to do, if you come up here, you notice that we already created an instance of this part, right? So copy it, then scroll down to this place, line 42, then paste that there. Then when you paste that, you have this, put this, then you are going to have capital letter from. So from, make sure it's all cap, you pass in the from, which is the username. Then we have the email message, underscore message. Then you have this capital letter TO. Then you have these two. I get them. This should be capital letter. Then the last one is the subject, right? So let's create the subject. So the subject, you pass in this subject, right? So that is second. Any question? Let's fire down. All right. So another thing is that I want to use a different pattern for this, right? I don't want to use this pattern. I want to use a different pattern. Instead of open with, I'm going to use a different pattern here. But this pattern can still work. You understand? If you feel that you want to use a different pattern, it's good to explore. So exploring is very important. So what I'm going to do next is to create the email content, to attach the email content, right? To attach the email content. So what I need to do is to come here and call the email message. Let me say add the HTML message to our email. So I'll call this variable here email underscore message dot attached. So in this attached, so email message dot attached. So inside this attached, you need to convert what we're attaching to a plain text in case the email client we are sending does not have a HTML. So you copy this. Remember, I told you what this will work, Abi, to convert it to a plain text. So there's it. You paste this man here. Then when you paste it here, you open a bracket, right? Close bracket. Then inside this bracket, you are going to pass in the variable, which is this HTML message, which is this variable. Yeah, going to pass in this message. So if you have it as a file, that's another way of doing it. So you paste it here, then put comma, then put the context, which is what? HTML, right? The message we are sending is an HTML message. So this is what you need to do. After that, then next is sending what? Sending an email. So what I'm going to do here is, I don't want to use this with again, right? Or let me just comment on this. I'll use a different pattern. The different pattern is very simple. Instead of using with, I'm going to save it in a variable. I'm going to say email uh, email sending server, right, equals to. So I don't. Okay, what I also want to do is that add this in a try. Now what is try? So try is a block, to add their code in a block of, add their code in a block to avoid maybe unnecessary error. So if you want to make, if you want to capture all the whole error in your code, right, you want to know where the email is not sending, right, you need to use try, right. We are going to learn about this try in a second. It's very simple. So just a simple Google search will come here, try in Python. So just read about it. So it help you to capture the code. Try a block let you test a block of code for error, right? The exception block let you handle error. So it help you test a code for error while you handle the error. So X let you execute code when there is no error. Finally, let you execute code regardless of the result. Try to execute the code. So this try also allow you to be able to capture, exactly, to be able to capture the error, and then this except help you handle the error. So we want to capture our error and also handle that error message. You understand? If there's an error, there's a message that we want the Python to print out, right? The script to print out. So it has to handle such a error. Are we communicating? If we are communicating, communicate. Are we communicating?
Yes, sir.
Communicate.
All right, let's fire down. All right. So I have here try, and this try I have my dot. So when you use dot, it's going to be in a block of code. So in this try, I'm going to have like uh, let's say email underscore server equals to. So in this email underscore server equals to, I'm going to go up here and call this my SNTP. Now remember what I told you. I told you this SNTP is actually used to help us send email using our credential, right? So I told you these are SNTP information. So it's a Python library which help you to send email using what? Our credential here. So we are going to call it so dot SMTP lab, right? Dot we're going to have a capital letter SMTP, right? Then inside this SNTP, so this, what this code is doing, come down here, make sure that it's the same thing with this. You can copy and paste, right? So apparently this code it will use it to send an email to log in, enable you to log in, connect to your Gmail, right? If you are using Gmail or any email extension you are using at all. So what we need to pass here is the SNTP server and then the port, right? So that's what we need to do. The SMT server and then also the port. So let's quickly do that. What you need to do is to come up here. You notice that we have this our SNTP, which is SNTP server. Just copy it. The first SNTP server first before the port too, so they will not go and do mistake. Put the SNTP server here, then comma, then the port that we are using in sending the email, which is this, copy it, and then put this. So this is what we've been able to do. So now what I'm going to do, remember the connection, like this connection now, I'm saving this in a variable, right? So this is our connection. So what I'm going to do is enter and then call this email. So first I'm going to do is the email underscore server, right? Remember that server dot, so dot we call ish lo, all right. E, so there's a mistake, EHLO, all right. Okay, the next one is to call our start SNT. So I told you this start SNTP SNTL is used to encrypt our login information so that it will not be hacked. Let's go. Let the next one is login. Okay, the login. So let me remove this quickly. So the login now, what are we using to log in? So let's check our password. So our username and password, it's what we are going to use to log in. So username first before your password, right? Username, then password, right? So after that has been done, the next thing is I want to quit the server. So if you logged in and then we are going to send email, then we're going to quit our server, right? So yeah, I'm going to have so what I'm going to do here is email underscore server dot send mail. So this email underscore server dot send email, right? Dot send mail. It's a function that you are going to use to send email. So this function is what I'm going to use to send email. But what are we sending? What email are we sending? First, we are sending from the email. So from, let's go up and check where our from is. So this is our from, right? Copy it and then paste it here. Then put your comma. And then the next one is recipient, like to. Who are you sending it to? So we have to, right? Put the to here. Then the next one is the message, right? So the message, which is all this information that we have here, email message, right? Remember the email message here is what we are sending. So you paste this here, and now we are going to have a problem if you are sending, right? So it requires that we use ask.stream. And now why do we need to use ask.stream when we are sending this email? It's also very important that we have that as stream. Now, as stream is what our stream is doing is that it's converting our all this information, right? We are sending all this information to a stream. We're converting it to a streams because without that, it's not going to work, right? You need to convert that to what? To a stream. So what we are going to do is to use at stream. If you don't use that, that will not work. We are going to say dot as underscore stream. So you know what stream mean now in Python. You know what stream you use for, right? So to convert, so we are converting all this to a stream. So even though you call this in like that, you do not convert it to a stream, you are going to have an error. See this error there? It's telling you that something is not complete. So dot as underscore stream, right? Then as a function. Right. So this is what we've done. So let's handle our error, and then what I'll plot print out um say email sent successfully, right? So remember I told you what block does is that it handles an error, right? So let's handle our error. So here I'm going to have accept, then so I'm going to pass in I'm going to pass in. So let me go here, start from here. I'm going to pass in print email not sent, please try again, right? So let's run down our code again, what we've done. Let our code. So here we don't need this, so let's remove it. We imported the SNTP lab. So remember SNTP lab, like I told you, it used to send email. You use it to log into your email server. All right. All right. So let me ensure that. All right. So it's used to log into your email SNTP server. So all the SNTP information, use the SNTP lab library to handle that. So we have the multi-paths. So this multi-path, it's used to enable us send multi types of emails, like if you are sending email with HTML, pictures, images, so it handles that process for you. Without that, there's no way you can send um there's no way we can send the email. So the next one we are going to do here is this email. This one, it's used to it's actually used to convert to what do you call it, to convert the email you are sending. You use it to convert it to what do you call it? You use it to convert it to a text in case the email client like Gmail or any other email client that you're using does not support HTML. It will convert those information to a text where you can be able to use it to send that email. Of course, you are aware what we did here. It's our email configuration, where you have our email address, our app password, the SNTP, and then we have our ports, right? So the next thing we do was to create an instance of the email part, and then also want user to enter the email. Excuse me, let me get water. I'll join that shortly. All right, I didn't even record. Okay, so what we did was to add this here. Yeah, add this, and then we're able to fix that issue. All right, so
You say you didn't record.
yeah,
I thought I heard you say that you didn't record.
yes, don't worry. I've done the recap. Okay, so what we are going to do next is to see how we can have multiple emails, right? Please, those have not dropped your email, drop your email so that we can add. Now, how do we add multiple emails? Like two. Okay, what we want to do is that two, then reply to, blind copy, and so that's what we are going to do next now. So let's quickly do some improvement in our email. All right, so here we are going to we're going to come to the email. Okay, let's come to here too. So I'm going to change it to a list. So another one here is I'm going to have like CC, all right, underscore email. So then we're also going to have
Sir, you wrote mail. Mail.
okay, email. Right. Any name can go, it's just a variable. All right. So next one is BCC underscore email. Okay, empty variable. Reply to. Should we have reply to? Reply to. All right. So reply to is not going to be a list, just one. Let's say reply to should be skyline. What is that? Info. Talk now at skylineict.com. All right. So this reply to okay. So let's quickly copy more emails. So I can only use one to. Then I'll use blind copy, and then two to. So let me check. All right. So Ima Hype, are you here? You got one person that will check now and confirm. Ima Hype, are you here? You don't sleep. Okay.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, good. I'm adding your own as one of the two. All right. So if you receive, send a screenshot and drop it on the chat platform. All right. So next we
Okay, sir.
we decide with everybody. So next I'm going to use um I'm going to use Toto carbon copy. I want this guy to see the email too. I also want Gabriel Abamo to see the email too. All right. Okay, so blind copy. I want everybody to be blind copies. Nobody should see the email, but I want you guys to receive the email. Gabriel, are you there? Gabriel? Mr. Gabriel? Gabriel? Gabriel don't sleep. Victor Dominic. So what we are doing here is not dynamic. When we start working on dynamic, no, we don't do those ones. Those dynamic ones. This one, yes, Scala and they play. Okay. All right. I think enough of all this. All right.
I chief, if you leave the background song, go.
You need my because I know I come out and see there now. I also do now. Not what. All right. Okay. All right. So we. All right. So All right. Okay. Now we'll come here. We are going to do some. We are going to do some adjustments on our. So in our message here, let's try to. From to subject. So let's use let's do something. So what I'm going to do is there's a problem now. The problem we are having, this man has what we call when they come here, he has CC. Are you getting me? He has CC and also have reply to, but you don't have blind copy. Okay, blind copy, I think so. Maybe can go. Let's have reply to. Good. Reply to. So can see what we did here. See what we did here now. Confirm. Okay, good. So we just need to include them here. Let's try to send the email again and see if we can receive an error. If we receive error, that means we want to work on it. It's Macaulay. Okay, email did not send, right? Email did not send. Feel that we have some error. The problem we are having here now is that there's no way to track our error. There's no way to track our error. So email it did not send, but we don't know what is the problem, right? So let's see how we can handle the error so that we'll see the error, what is happening, and see how we can Google it and be able to fix that error. So we'll come to this place, right? So what we are going to do here is to handle the error. Let me show you how to handle error so they can see the error, not only just your message, in case you are facing some issue. So yeah, what I'm going to do here is to call exception. So except as E, right? Then email not sent, right? So except as E. So this E is a variable that will contain our email. So what I'm going to do here is to call the F stream. So to call the F stream. So this F stream here, I'm going to call okay, passing as E. All right. So I can even say error, right? As error, then passing the error here. All right. So let's see the error. Why we're having that error. Let me see why we're having that error. So let's create this and then print back. Let's type the name. So okay. Are you seeing the message you're having? So the error is telling us list object has no attribute on encode. Are you seeing the error now? Hello guys.
With you,
Yes,
boss.
So you can see that this is how you can get the error. So this man means that has no attribute encode. Okay, means that the list we need to either encode the list. Are you getting me? Join the email together into a single stream, right? We are going to join the email as a single stream. So let's do that because it has already telling us we need to join the email. So if you copy this and go to maybe here and copy this. Oh fuck. Okay, let's so we said I have a list of uncoding objects. I want to encode it to you. So what we need to do is um uh, okay, now look at what this guy is trying to say. He said list object has no attributes. Encode occur when you try to use the encode method on a list object in Python. The encode method is typically used for stream object to convert them into binary representation. To solve this error, you need to ensure that you are calling the encoding method to a stream. So what we need to do is to what we are going to do is very simple. So let's come here, this place. So instead of passing to, right, we are going to join this. Those that don't know about joining, let me Google that. So let me Google this join Python join before I use it so that so okay, let's check this out. So this one says why it is stream.join instead of stream.join. So this is a way to confuse me than this. Is there any specific reason? For this memory and understand, declare that you are joining the list, converting a stream to result. Okay, this stream join method return a stream by joining all the elements of an illegal stream tuple. So we want to join all this our email. So look at if you want to join, this is how to join it. Dot join, then passing the variable. So that's what we're going to do. So let's join it. The reason why I'm joining this is because we need to have all these things at once, right? This was on the list. So let's join to so what we need to do is use 2 dot, right, then put comma so that it will add comma automatically, then dot join so pass this inside here, right? So join. So let's do the same thing. Let's just copy the same thing and paste all here. I'll copy this man and put it here. So if you are still having the same error, we're going to fix it too. So let's do the same thing here. Put comma dot join. Okay, let's do the same. Okay, we don't need to join this other one. So we'll be able to join all this, right? That have been joined. All right, so let's try to send email again and see if we can receive the error. All right, send that. Lisa Macaulay. If we receive that error again, okay, you can see that the error has gone. Please confirm if you receive any email from my humble self. All right, you can see I've received. So when you come here now, when you come here, you notice that you can see reply. Reply to BBC. That's the problem. We are seeing both the BBC, blind copy, even carbon copy. We are seeing it. So we need to work on this. Are you seeing it here? But do you notice that we are seeing the carbon copy? People are not talking.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We are seeing it, sir. We are seeing it.
So we are seeing carbon copy. Let's fix this. Who can tell us how to fix this issue for not seeing carbon copy? Because carbon copy, blind copy means to be blind copy. Don't want all the following people to see that the email is sent to these people. So who can tell her how to fix it? Eh? Any person can try. Huh? Who can try? Chidima. Chidima. Chima. Chidima don't sleep. Who can try? Nobody can try.
My phone doesn't.
Huh? Chima.
No idea, sir.
Okay, it's very simple. It's actually very simple. So what we are going to do is quite very simple. What we can do is very simple. So to fix that, we need to remove the blank copy from here. So when we remove the blank copy from there, so that what we need to do first. Then after you remove the blank copy, what we are going to do, we are going to concatenate the blank copy and every other thing. So because we don't want it to show, right? We're removing it from there. So we are not adding it. But when it comes here, this place under here, so what we are going to do is say all underscore recipient. All right, so equals to, we are going to concatenate all the emails, right? So this is what we are going to do. We say that to this, so we concatenate them as one email. Then we'll come here and then we pass. So what we're going to do is to pass after from. Don't need to pass to again, right? Remove the to. Don't pass to again. Remember, remove the to. To pass that variable, this variable here, this variable. Copy it. Paste it here. Good and fine. So delete. Run. So all right. Let's grab that out. Oh, give me nothing. Good and fine. So have you seen my own here? So check your own, check your note for love. Okay, good. Have you seen it? Do you see any blank copy here? Do you see any blank copy?
No, sir. No, sir.
Good and fine. I know how they do this, Most I've seen when I do now, I do this. Even this Gmail you are seeing, this is how it was built. It's just the difference between our own and this one is that our own not get UI. But this is what you do on the back end. This is how the back end look like. Just that if you build a design for them. So this is exactly how the back end look like. No way how it look like. This is even Gmail they use, and so it did. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
So when we start adding front end, then you will see it. We are not started full stack now. When we are done. So any question?
Hope you're recording, sir.
No, I'm not recording.